Good morning. Welcome to Natasha Makes. Oh, Gemma's just on a runner. You're not coming in this morning? She's legged it.
Give me a few minutes.
Give her a few minutes. That means you gave me too many things last minute to load. That'll be it. Is that what that's shorthand for, Gem? Yeah. Good morning, by the way. It is Block of the Month time, and today's Block of the Month is here. It is the chrysanthemum block. Still struggle to say it. It is one of those words. It just doesn't trip off the tongue, does it? No, it does not. But that is what it is today. It is the chrysanthemum block. We are very excited for it. I have a new technique for you. Ooh, you're going to love it. For those of you that bought the insanely long ruler from Creative Grids yesterday, you're going to reap the benefits already. Fact. Oh, it's still a bit hot. We have some crazy deals for you today, which I promised yesterday after the Cave Crazy Deals yesterday. So well done to all of those of you. Oh yeah, makes sense. Who took advantage of that yesterday. You got some cracking deals. Now today, we've got several things going on. But before we get to that, I'm going to say hello to a few people. If I can find me on here with you, then we're all good. If not, then, you know, I won't be doing that. Is this where I go? Oh no, here we are. We are here. Look at this. Oh, fabulous. Here we are. Good morning to Denise and Diane and Bridget. She says, good morning, Natasha and Gemma. Gemma's legged it. She may or may not be back. Who knows? Who else have we got? Jojo, good morning, Tash. Jojo, I need to have a word with you about your quilt. Yes, I haven't forgotten. And I have some ideas. Rebecca, morning. On the chocolate digestives again. Hashtag sorry not sorry. I've already had 2. Not going to lie, it was my breakfast. Jenny, good morning. Good morning, Claire. Morning. I can only spell chrysanthemum because of Anne of Green Gables. Everybody says that, and that passed me by. I do, however, remember going to watch Anne of Green Gables on PEI, Prince whatever it is, Edward Island, which of course is home to Anne of Green Gables. It was a very good musical. I enjoyed it. I remember a song about ice cream. Okay, good. Gemma has come in with her usual delivery of notes for me, which is something written on a bolt, which she sort of hands. It's like a really cheap version of at the boxing. You know, you get like those skimpy ladies and they're like, round two. Instead what I get is prints of printers using my laptop. Because the printer today, very exciting, the printer is the very last thing to arrive at NMHQ. It is here, along with Billy Prints of Printers. That's our name for him. I don't think it says it on his business card, does it? No. He's very patient with us though, to be fair. Yeah, and he's here doing this stuff, which does other stuff. So yeah, if you are waiting for a pattern, it's probably because we were waiting for Billy Prints of Printers. He'll be thrilled he got mentioned, I'm sure. Good morning, Heather. Good morning, Natasha and team from a sunny but cold South London. Good morning, Julia. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, Jane. Good morning, Becky. Morning. Lovely to be able to join you. Very lovely to have you with us. Indeed. Good morning, Rona. Good morning, Pam. YouTube doesn't seem to want to play. Oh, Josh. Josh, is YouTube playing? Morning. I'm with you until my crazy granddaughter gets here. Oh, Mandy, fabulous. And Leslie Freeman says, good morning. Very chilly here this morning. And good morning to Rachel as well. And Annette, good morning. And Donna, good morning. Gosh, and Helen, hello. And Sean, and Sylv, good morning. Who's Sylv? Who's Sylv Sparkly? She's not here. She's not watching. Morning, Yvonne. Morning, Grace. Morning, Viv. Morning, Geraldine. Can't wait to see this block being made. Need to put my order in. Yes, you do. Good morning, Lesandre. Nice to have you with us. And Nikki. Forget that. I've been trying to watch Wednesday's YouTube. Oh, Pam. No. Today's Tuesday. But my daughter is with you on that. She was trying to tell me today that it was Wednesday so that she could go to forest school. It's not. And there is no forest school because it's too dark, too early now. So I've already ruined her day. Amazing. So easily done. Morning, Tracy. Morning. Off work ill this week, so a rare chance to watch. Oh, well, I mean... Oh, yeah. Yes, YouTube is playing. Might need to refresh their browsers. Okay, there we go. No, so we've already realised that. Morning in bed watching Vivid Booster yesterday. Oh, COVID, not Vivid, COVID. Oh, did it get you? Did it make you feel a bit awful? Well, I hope you're all feeling better. Oh, YouTube working here. Got you on my tablet next to my laptop. Well, there we go. We're all good. Yes, Tuesday, Pam. Sorry, it's Tuesday. So it's all good. It's all good. So what do we have for you today? That is the question. Well, deal-wise, we have got just a few of Lisa's kits left. And so we've done them on a buy two, get a third for free. Yeah, so I mean, if you're buying Christmas presents, just saying. Oh, Gemma's ducking down. She's got this down pat now. And actually, we've got quite a few good cracking deals today. Let me show you the one that isn't in that deal first. Is not. Okay. This was £21.99. This. It is now. What is this now, Gemma? I can't remember what you agreed on there. Yeah, drum roll. I mean, the suspense is killing us all.
You went a bit mad on that.
I did go a little bit mad. Yeah. Look, you've got all of the designs for all the Dresden blocks in here. You've got the template in there as well. And you've also got all of these beautiful flowering gums.
It should be £21.
Should be £21, yep.
And it's £12.99.
£12.99, there we go. I knew I'd taken a big old wodge off.
Insane.
So basically, if you want all of those beautiful gum leaves, crack on. And of course, the instructions and the template and everything else. There it is. That is not in part of the buy two, get a third for free, because quite frankly, we're giving that away as it is. Right, but what is, Gemma? What is? The Melba coin purse. We have a handful.
We've not had them on here before.
Did I only take them to the Hotch? Craft store, rather. Oh, well, and what about the Melba glasses case?
Those two are brand new.
Are these brand new to what? Oh, goodness me. Well, you're going to have a good old gander at these then, aren't you? Right. There we go.
Lisa's
So,
with us.
morning, Lisa.
Stayed awake.
I know. Well, they're on Australian summertime and we're not, so she's later. So basically, Lisa, just to explain, we have a handful of these left. So they need new homes. So we've put them on a silly deal because we're kind of pre-Black Friday. So we just thought that we would, you know. And what you've got is in there all the fabrics. If you want to use a bit of H640, that's up to you. But you get the clasps and everything in there. So all the clasps and everything are in there, and you can make it that colour or that colour. The option is yours. That or that. Actually, we've got that sample on the sample shelf. Ooh. Yeah, I know, right?
Do a ninja thing.
I mean, if you want to ninja yourself, I will do an overhead camera so you don't have to ninja. Ninja. Right, the Origami Pin Cushions. Again, we're down to the last handful of these now. We want them to go to good homes, so they are on a special. They're part of that special deal. Buy two, get the third one free. And then these are the walker bags. These have been really, really popular. And today we're going to basically do the bottle brush technique. There we go. We have done, whilst doing the ornamental Baltimore, we have already done this technique in applique for the hibiscus. We've already done that one. We've done a version of the pea flower. You see that? And we've done, in fact, Jem, we've got all of the samples of these bags as well. And we've done versions of that and these. So they've all got all of the elements of applique that we've been learning whilst we've been doing the Oriental Baltimore. You can now do those on these bags, and these are great. They've got a little zip container down the side, so you put your wallet and your card in there, and then you've got whatever you want in the main pouch, and off you go walking, right? That's the ethos. They are awesome specials. Hope my Aussie girls don't see these. Heavens, I know. Well, so here's the thing, Lisa. It's just because we are down to the last handfuls. The last handfuls. So there aren't enough to make a full show out of because we're down to the last few bits and bobs. And we did promise you something special. So that's what we have got for you today. Do take a good look. Do take a good look. Do take a good look. Now, also for you, are you... no, neither of those. On the top, you know the Hochanda shelf? On the top of there are all the small samples and all of the walker bags as well. Which, you know, if I'd have actually taken a moment to think this morning, I would have brought in. But clearly, no. If you are buying any of the kits, you will go into a prize draw. We have one of these. I don't think we oversold this one here either. But we have one of Lisa's Tidy Up kits in pink and floral, pink and teal floral rather. And that will be given away as a, well, it'll be like a lucky dippy thing. To one lucky viewer. You'll go into a prize draw. SJ does all of that. She does it under all of the, there are lots of different guideline-y things that she has to do under. She sorts all of that. And then she sends me like this wheel that spins around to show me which one. I don't know, it's very clever. Right. We also have, if you are starting to think further on into the future, you're going to be thinking, ooh, what am I going to do? What am I going to sash this with? Well, we have got a sashing and backing mega deal for you today as well. We've previously had these and sold out of them. Oh, Gemma, look at you tippy toeing in. Yeah. So I used the Dresden to make that, which is rather special. Hang on. How pretty is that? With your fake candle in.
Safety first.
That's the dahlia pattern, but just with a big hole left in the middle. That's all. Safety first, yeah, could you imagine? Oh, this place going up in flames. Crikey. No. So there's that. Oh, here are the walk bags. Well done. Right, that is the prize. Not that one, obviously, but a version of that. Put that there.
One to make.
One to make. This is what the bottle brush one looks like. Like the walker bag. Lisa's worried that her Aussie ladies are going to be seeing our mega deals and get cross. It's only a handful. I love the backing of that. So that is that one. Ooh. And then the pea flower. Oh no, hang on. Was this the pea flower? No, was this the eucalyptus one? Oh, I can't remember. My botanical whatever. It is the pea flower. That is the pea flower. That's the pea flower because that one, is that one the eucalyptus? Yes, that was the eucalyptus. Gemma's squinting at me like, what are you talking about?
No, it's not.
But you see, look. I mean, yes. More yes. Aren't they beautiful? This one, gorgeous. I just think it's such clever design, having the zip down side. Love it. We've never had this one. Why haven't we had that one in that colourway? Lisa? What's going on? In fact, we need more of those, Lisa. Just saying. Are they on the print run? Oh, nice. Look at these beautiful flowers. Beautiful flowers.
Flannel flowers.
Flowers. Flannel flowers. Fleur.
It's a really clever design, isn't it?
Do you know, it really is. And it's just so handy. Just throw it over and off you go.
Also, you've got that opening at the top so you could put, you know, water bottle in or the little doggy bags if you needed those. If you're going on a dog walk, but then you've got a separate section to keep your card and your keys in, stuff that needs to be a bit more secure.
The bit that needs... Do you know, I live in fear of this. I live in fear of... I mean, like, it doesn't keep me awake, live in fear, but I do live in fear. When I used to run, I used to tie my car key onto my shoelace.
Right.
Yeah, that wasn't such a good idea.
No.
So I only did it once.
I don't think it's good for your car key, to be honest, being shook about.
Yeah, I mean, that you could be right. And then it was always a matter of trying to find. There you go, Jim.
Thanks.
It was always a matter of trying to find somewhere to secrete phones and keys and dog poo bags as I ran. I don't run anymore.
There's always the concern, isn't there, that you'll pull the bags out and that your card will go flinging across. In fact, our neighbour found Meg's bank card in front of the house the other morning, posted it back through the door. Because when you pull your phone out your pocket or something, off it goes. Or even if it's in an open bag.
This is one colourway.
Beautiful.
That's the other colourway. Do you see what they did there?
Yeah, yeah.
I like that a lot. So you get to choose. And again, this is what we're going to be looking at doing today. So you see, it all ties in, right? There is method to our madness, not just madness.
Although plentiful madness also.
Plentiful madness. And then, you know, we did the origami table runner. These are the little origami cushion kits, but I like a handful of these left. That's it.
For sure.
And that's why they're on a special today.
Lisa's saying how much fabric would we like? She'll send it by international pigeon tomorrow.
We do like an international pigeon.
We do.
In fact, Lisa and I spent nearly an hour on the phone this morning. Didn't actually think to mention any kind of fabrics I needed to buy or anything useful. We just had a good old chinwag.
It's all good fun.
Well, there are very few people that I can natter to at 5 o'clock in the morning. People just don't like it.
No.
They don't.
No.
No.
They're not fond.
They're not fond.
You can catch me at 1 a.m, but 5? No. I'd say rude words.
You were up at 1 a.m, weren't you?
I couldn't sleep last night. I did a good 2+ hours of twiddling with the website and
Yeah,
such.
do you know what I did? What did I watch? Falling in Love with Figaro.
Oh, okay. I've not heard of this.
It's on Netflix.
Oh.
Yeah, like a bit of opera. There's a bit of that.
Nice.
Joanna Lumley playing
I love her.
an opera singer, teacher, who's a bit quirky and mad.
Sounds marvellous.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like
Lots
anyone
of-
I know. You've not done that, teaching opera singing. I feel that might be a foray you need to go into, perhaps, you know.
I
when you
always
get
wanted to be an opera
retirement.
singer. I always wanted to be
course
an
you
opera
did.
singer. We did an opera at school, and yeah, I fell out with the music teacher over it because he wouldn't even give us an opportunity to audition. And I was like, well, how is that even fair? And so, yeah, was allowed to audition and bagged a main part. I was like, thank you very much. We'll just be singing all the time. I love Joanna Lumley. Since Purdy, actually. What was Purdy?
She was hang on, character in a
Krangle,
show.
what have you started?
I want to say this is in the
What have you
70s.
started, Aunt Elizabeth? Hang on. Things tied onto shoelaces. You mean like Andy Murray tying his wedding ring onto his tennis shoes? Oh, did he do that? Hang on.
That was when she was in the Avengers. That was her character's name in the Avengers.
Right.
This is like
Hang on,
1976,
hang on.
7.
Oh, well, I wasn't born then.
No, we
And
weren't.
then leaving the shoes, that's my excuse, under the car, oops, and them disappearing, complete with ring. I'd rather have to pay 70 quid to get a new key cut from a car, to be honest. That's not good, is it? I kept thinking, surely Judy taught him to undo the laces before taking his shoes off. Oh, I love that it's now Judy's fault. Come on, Judy Murray, step up, love. These parenting skills. Do you know what? Tying shoelaces is something that Freddie just cannot do. Is the bane of my life. He's 7 years old and cannot tie his shoelaces. And every time I sit down to try and teach him, he tells me, no, Mummy, that's not how we're taught at school. I'm like, well, they clearly haven't taught you though, have they? Because you still can't do it. So maybe we should try this way.
Doesn't matter how he does it. Just want him to be able to.
Yeah, right.
Bless him.
Yeah, but no, because I'm not teaching the version that school does, I'm clearly wrong. However, I can tie my shoelaces and he still can't. So that is an ongoing bone of slight contention as he then, it was the Avengers, yeah, as he then just pushes the back of his trainers down and then tells me that they don't fit. Gotta love kids, right?
Yeah.
Gotta love them.
Of course.
Yeah. So then I sent Stephen went out to buy him some new trainers. Managed to buy them in a size smaller.
Oh no.
Other way. They need to go the other way.
men. I mean, they're probably good for me. What size did he buy?
No. Oh no, Penny the cleaner always has them.
Oh.
Yeah, she's
very
got dibs on
annoying.
them. I think your next size up.
Oh.
Lo says no lions or tigers in Devon to make me run. Do you know Stephen's niece? It was a fantastic runner, little Ruby, and that was exactly what she used. We also like, Ruby, how do you run so fast? Should I envisage lions and tigers behind me?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
quite powerful.
Would the international pigeon have very large metal wings by any chance, Lisa? Because we like that one. Very sassy blouse you are sporting this morning, Natasha. Do you know what, Elizabeth? Exciting things are happening in terms of I'm actually managing to fit into my pre-baby wardrobe, which is amazing. It's only taken 8 years, which is lovely. Shows you how recent my fashion is then, doesn't it? I like to think timeless classics.
Yes.
Right, let's have a look at this then. So we have got, if we're starting to thinking about the front and the back, then we've got 1.5 meters for you to do the fronts in the fans. You can get an idea of what that's going to look like.
Beautiful.
It's exactly that. And then if you fancy having a sort of leafy type affair at the back, how about imagining turning that over and it being fabulous at the back. Oh, you can't see. You can just see my back, can't you? That's no good, is it? So yes, 3 meters, 3 meters, I tell you, of the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful gum leaves. So well, do you know what? We've put it on a deal. You might just want beautiful, beautiful gum leaves. This is in the mint gum leaf colourway. It's up to you. I'll just leave that there. Or you might just want a lot of Lisa's fabric. I'm not going to judge either way. The only non-Lisa related deal that we've got on the show today was just these. I found a box. I was having a rummage for something else and I found like 2 or 3 of these left. These are the snippet fat quarters in the rainbow. And I was like, well, what are they doing there? So they have had a rather mega discount put on them just to get rid. Because there's no point, again, no point in me having like 2 or 3. I'm having a right good purge and just clearing. I don't want boxes with 2 or 3 things in it. I just don't. It takes up too much space and annoys me. So if you can help me out and get a fabulous deal, bargain, go for it. Happy days. Happy days. Right. Pop this over here. La 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 la. Okie dokie. Now, if you bought your yardstick yesterday, you'll be very excited to know that actually you can use it for today's demo. Yes. This is today's kit. I'm going to move my Blue Peter moment out of the way and show you this. So today's kit is this one. Oh, helps if I press the button again. Press. There we go. So you have got 2 greens. Your black, because you need that in the background. You have got, look, some sneaky little gum leaves there. And then you've got a plain. And then you've got, well, the first 44, get that one. And then the rest, get that one. I wanted this colour, and I didn't have it in a batik. This is Moda Christopher Wilson tape, but the colour is just perfect. So we went with the Ditzy prints. So it'll be one or other of those, but it's just the tone. And to show you where that is going, it's going in the middle here, okay? And here, and here, and here, and here. Okay, so that's where that really buttery, gorgeous, deep, ochre colour is going. Okay, we're going to look at how we make these today. Now, I did notice on Lisa's that she has done this just in one fabric colourway. You can do that. Okay, but her instructions show you a technique that allows you to get some interesting different colours through these chrysanthemums. You've got to bear in mind this is like the 4th version of this quilt. So what I love about this, it's the 4th version of the quilt. So there are little things that have changed, been switched up, changed out, or whatever. So if you want, you could just do it with one of your fat quarters. Up to you. Up to you entirely. And save your other one. But I'm going to do it to the letter. Which makes a change. Yes, it does. And that's what we're going to do today. Because the rest of the techniques in there you've done before across here. We'll have a little look, but basically we've done a lot of this now before. We are now building on our skills, which is lovely. Okay. So. Again, you will get to decide which colours you want to go where in terms of the greens. But you've got a darker one here and a lighter one there. Okay. So the first thing you're going to do is cut yourself, and again, all of these instructions are in there. This is going to go at the top, all right? And then you are going to take your 2 different coloured fat quarters, and I am just going to check. See, look, this is what I had to print it off on our not nice printer. We've got 2 printers. This isn't Billy's printer. This is the not nice one. What do I do with it? What have I done with the rest of the instructions? Yours will be nice ones, but it is 2 inches. There we go. All right. So get your stripology out. If you don't have a stripology, get your other ruler out. And you will be cutting. La 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 la. Let's just trim that there. And then 10-inch strip. Oh, with a flourish and a flair. And you will want 8 of each colour, so you'll have 16 of these. I'm not going to do all 16 right now, okay? Now, you're going to take them in turns. I'm going to put that there. And you are going to measure down 1.5 inches, right sides together. I'm going to put the iron on. And you're going to stitch down there. Okay, now, please be accurate with your placing. Please, please, because otherwise you won't have quite the width. It's not the end of the world, but you know, let's just do it properly right. I'll wait for that to heat up. Then finger press, properly press, properly press. And then again, you want to measure 1.5 inches down. I've now gone with my alternative colourway there. And let's go stitch that down. So we're basically creating our own bias. We didn't have to cut these fabrics on the bias, but we are going to want them on the bias. So we'll be cutting them on an angle, which is why we are offsetting as we go. Lisa is very, very clever with how she does this. I absolutely salute her for it. She's a genius. She's a tiny genius. There we go. That goes there. And again, off we go. And hopefully in a minute my iron will have warmed itself up. And then last one, again, that 1.5 inches, and down we go. Move that out of the way again. All these things, all these things, all these things. Righty-ho. So, let's just give those a quick press, shall we? There we go. Okay, so you will carry on. In the instructions, I did ring up to check that I wasn't being ridiculous. It is clear if you read the instructions, but let me just show you here. So you can see very clearly you've got your dark, doesn't matter which way you do it by the way, you've got your dark one there, then alternate colour strips. Now, I was like, Lisa, I don't just stop at like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th, 6th strip. She's like, no, 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 you do all of the 16. Because otherwise you're not going to get a long chrysanthemum out of it. It's just that actually, can you imagine if you just kept going, you'd be all the way down the page with your diagram. Okay, so you want to stitch all of those 16 strips onto that first darker one. Okay, just to really, really make that clear for you. So don't stop there. You want to keep going until you've got them all sewn in place. Okay. Now. What you might want to do is look at your cutting mat, okay? Because we're going to be cutting this on the 45 degree. So have a look at your cutting mat. Here's my bias line. Mine even says bias line on it. Now, for those of you that bought one of these yesterday, I haven't taken the wrapper off this one, I haven't used it yet. It's pretty simple. You are just going to run it and basically it'll hit all these little bits here and you're going to cut yourself a strip. You're going to tidy it all up and do that. Okay. Now, for those of you that don't have that, I might just swing my cutting mat around for you to see this and give me a better angle, let alone anything else. For those that don't have a whizzy, 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 woo-dah, doo-dah, fabulous new ruler, sad times. We still have stock. We do still have stock, but you're going to want to put this on your 45 degree line and use that as your guide. Okay. Failing that, you can just cut it. If you've been careful with your measurements, you can cut it just catching there. Now, what I just need to check, of course, is that, look, so here's my line here, that width between those these troughs, should call rather peaks troughs, the narrowest section across there is about 6 inches. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, if not, just squidge it across a little bit because we're going to fold those under anyway. And off come all of these little bits. They can go in my and there we go. And then we're now going to cut 2-inch strips, okay? So spin it around, get your long ruler out and start cutting. Now, of course, this is now basically on the bias, so you can manipulate it to be under your ruler in the right way. That's the one. And again, just get it under there. You get the gist, yes? Yes, yes. Sure. There we go. Got a nick in my blade. There we are. And then the last one. going to be 2 inches along there. And again, it might be, if you haven't been really, really super accurate, that you get a little bit in there. It's not going to be the end of the world. That's what I'm telling myself. I think Lisa would agree. There we go. So let's get that up there, that up there, and then there we go. Okay. So now we're going to look at pressing. It's a pressing matter, let me tell you. So let's bring this into view here. So you've got 3 strips for your 3 flowers. Let's move all of these out of the way so that we actually have some space. Okay. So you are going to press in half all the way along. There we go. It's quite long actually, this. But it is going to be fabulous. Now, we have seen this technique now a couple of times. We haven't seen this way of putting it together, where you do alternate coloured strips. Kind of like that one, Lisa. Oh yeah. But what we will do, and it's as if we're making binding. So we now bring those into the middle, like so, and give them a press. What this does is it means that we're not going to have raw edges showing when we start to gather, okay? Now you can do this. Oh, this iron doesn't really stand up. There we go. You can just whiz down one side if you want, and then take the other one across to it. It's up to you, or you can just do it as you go. But whoop, you've got your seams and everything in there. That's going to give you a little bit of extra bulk as you go. That's absolutely fine. There we are. And along we go. Now, just bearing in mind this is all on the bias now. Yeah, you can hear me concentrating, can't you? In fact, I'm not saying all that much. And then just start bringing that other side in to meet it there. So you can just do it like that, and down you go. There we go. And down we go. And then the next step is some marking. So you're going to want to get one of your marking tools out. Could just be a pencil. Here we go. What I'm just doing is making sure that I've just those little seam bits are just tucked nice and neatly. Okay. All right, so now get your ruler out and you're going to mark. I'll do it in a, oh, hang on. Yeah, no, I'm going to have to do it in a marker so that you can see. All right. Every inch we're going to mark. All right. Down one side. So starting from there, every inch all the way along. Obviously you won't mark this in really thick black pen. The only reason that I'm doing it is so that you guys can see where we are heading for, okay? You will do it in something that will be removable. Yes, 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 yes. Now, you have a choice. You can then either mark all the way down the other side, or you can wing it and guess. I know, strikes fear, doesn't it, into some people, the idea of winging anything. But yes, that is what could happen. In which case, what I would suggest you do is line it up, and you're going to go, there's your inch mark, you're going to go on the ½ inch mark there. So just do your first one, there to there. Okay, then move it onto your inch mark and go again every inch. So what you're doing is you're marking in between here. So it's like you've got a triangle. So there's one mark, there's one mark, there's one mark in the middle. Okay, now it might be that you think, oh gosh, that's not difficult. I'll just wing it and just go in the middle. And you know what? You can totally do that if you wish. Now, oh, hey up, ignore that one, that one. So we're just going to make marking dots down here, and this is going to be where we are aiming to sew to. Okay. There we go. Right, so that's marked all the way along there. And then you want to find yourself some thread now. This is the thing I should have done earlier, isn't it? Because, Jem, have we got any Gutermann thread anywhere? Just a white polyester? Thanks. Might have forgotten mine. Might have. I've got a green polyester, but what I do not seem to have, if you bought the thread kits, then you do probably have it. Got all sorts in here, all sorts of goodies, oh, including some needles. Fabulous. What are these ones? Oh, it's quite a nice long one. I might use that one. Oh, thank you very much. Thanks ever so. So why do we need polyester thread? It's plastic, which means it's strong. Okay, cotton being a natural fibre is not as strong as plastic. So if you do not have one of these, get yourself, this one is actually made from recycled bottles. So that's all good. Big tick VG good to good old Gutermann for that one. We do like those ones. And give it a good thread. Now if you want to, oh gosh, that is long, isn't it? You can knot the end if you want. I might knot the end and make it slightly shorter. I might have got a little bit carried away. Who, me? There we go. And then you are going to start Start from here. Yeah, you see that's a really bad idea, isn't it, having it that long, because already I have knotted myself. Where is my thread wax when I need it? Okay. If you want to turn that in under so that you don't get, and press it under so that you don't get any seams, then you can. I might just do that before I start, actually. It's not a bad idea. There we are. There we are. Okay. Just neatening that just there. Okay. Could probably have tucked that under there. So what you are going to do is, from your mark, you are going to zigzag across to the other mark. I've just turned that under there. Okay, and then I can trim that back and make that neat in a minute. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to zigzag across to the next mark. It's just a running stitch. Okay. I might have over anticipated just how much thread I was going to need, and managed to twist it at the same time. Go me. There we go. And then you're going to, we see, zigzag across. I'm going to really start getting going now. And again, each time you're going to pull it up, okay? Because the last thing that you want to do is get to the very end and then try to pull it up and put too much force on it and just snap your thread somewhere. So we've already used a polyester thread, so that we know that we've got good strength. But if you gather at each point, now what you'll see from this side, and you can tuck these under or cut them off later when you come to actually stitch it down, but this is going to be the middle of your chrysanthemum. All right, we are stitching from the back, and what we're doing when we do that, because we've made it kind of into bias binding, is we're making sure that none of these ends are going to come up. Now it might be that you might want to do sort of 2 rows, and then but here it is. And across you go. And you are going to do that all the way up. Now, the genius of this, and that's why I've got a long thread, because look, like, it is long. The genius of doing it this method is that you've got all of your colour changes, all of that detailing in the colour already done, because you've sewn the stretches together. Oh, that's not fair, that's knotted round a piece of my hair. Come on. There is a way, isn't there? There is, and I can never remember which way around it is, that you're meant to, can anyone remember that you're meant to take your thread and then to then put onto your needle so that this doesn't happen? And obviously I've done it the wrong way around because it keeps just twiddling and catching. Oh, that's annoying. I normally use, in my EPP pouch, I've got some Thread Magic, and it just stops this. You know, where you get just a little bit that's just twisted a bit much and just catches and gives you a little knot, which is super annoying. But there it is. There we go. So yeah, get your thread magic out so that you don't have all of that going on. Because you don't want to get a knot halfway and then have to sort of stop and try and see, look. But there is meant to be a way. Just see if I can untangle that a little bit. There is meant to be a way that you take thread off the spool. Someone out there will know it. That means that it doesn't twist as much. I can never remember which way around it is, in all honesty. Now, here we go. We're starting to get now to an interesting bit where that didn't work, did it? Trying to untangle. Ah, do you know what? I am almost tempted to just take that to bits and sew that off and start again. That's really annoying. I've obviously done it the wrong, pulled it off the wrong way. Oh, not. Gosh, I've never had it happen quite like that. There we go. Sometimes you can just sort of do that, can't you, and it gets rid of them. Well, this is very annoying. Very naughty, thready, annoying. If this does happen to you, you can, what I would suggest that you do, okay, because it's going to happen to someone else out there, isn't it, at some point, is pull it up to the point that you can, all right? Pull it up to the point that you can, really, so it's nicely gathered. See if you've got any length in your thread, because that's where my knot is there. And you can then just cut that thread and just, I'd knot it off and then start again, because this thread is doing my head in. Oh, look, I've just undone it. Have I? Okay, but you can do that, and actually that solved the problem in doing so. But you can, yeah, you can go back as far as you can and take that out. I think I've overdone the amount of thread that I actually needed. I think I got overexcited by it. I forget how much it ruches up, like it really does. I don't know if Lisa has sort of popped anywhere. The optimum length of thread. There we go. But each time you want to ruche that up. And if you start to look, we're getting on to now where it's going to start being two-tone. Exciting. So your first length is your longest length to do that with. There we go. And now we start to get into these different colours, and that is quite exciting. And you're going to go to those opposite marks. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. And away we go. And this will ruche it all the way up. Did I miss one? I've missed one. No. Oh, well, that's dreadful, isn't it? Yeah, look, I've missed one. How did I do that? So pay attention is what I'm going to say to you. Pay attention. I should have gone from there down to there. I've missed one completely. So I'm going to get rid of this thread because it's doing my head in. And I'm going to take it back and do it properly. There's no point in not doing this properly at all, because you won't be happy with yourself. Yeah. That, where that's pulled in, I've come across there. Let me show you this because this might happen to one of you as well. And it's just something to avoid, and it is easily avoidable. I want to show you this up close, so let me just unruche this. Now what's happened is, and this is my sloppy sewing, right? Can you see here? I haven't quite hit the end here where my mark is. So then I've started stitching across there, which has meant that when it's been ruched, it's pulled that up short, and I've gone to there, and then I've just missed that point, because all of a sudden that is then level with the one I've just gone to, and so then I've gone off on a tangent. So please, 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 don't do what I just did. Go right to the end, and make that mark. Get on to that mark, because otherwise, like I just did, you'll miss your marker. Okay, you'll miss it, and then you'll be like, oh, no, that's really annoying. And it is really annoying. Really annoying. Now, does this want to play today? I think I owe myself a new needle threader, because I think I've oh no, I know that one of these I've bent. There it is. The joy of the needle threader is that you can, at some stage, get two in. Of course, you can also get to the stage where nothing wants to work. I'm just going to carry on with one thread. There we go. Do you know what? My eyes, since I started sewing, I know I've said it a lot, really, really bad. I've just fluffed the end of that. There we go. So I would normally go up 2 layers, but for some reason this is twisting like you wouldn't believe. Right. Let's try again. I'll carry on with one thread. Let's chop that one off. Right, so I know it looks as though, there we go, go to the end. We're back where we were. Okay, go to the end and then ruche. I'm going to have to be really careful now about how I ruche, because I've just got the one thread. Don't want to snap that thread. And going diagonally. These are, I know that we laugh about this. Oh, God dear. That's knotted again. I'm having an absolute nightmare with this thread, aren't I? I'm going to just cut my losses, cut my thread. I'm going to get a different thread, because that is not working at all. That's annoying. Let's get rid of those knots, because there's no point in battling with it. If you've got a thread that is knotting, it's just not going to be any fun. What I will do is take that back as far as I can, and then because I've got those 2 bits of thread, I kind of don't mind when these go wrong. I know it's not ideal, but I'll just knot those 2 strands together, and then I've got that starting point. As long as it's all nice and firmly ruched, which it is, look, beautifully ruched up to that point, I can just tie off those 2 strands of thread and start again. But there's absolutely, if you've got, I've obviously taken that thread off the reel the wrong way, which is very annoying indeed. So, I don't know if I've got another one. Let's go in with this one, shall we? Then you'll be able to see it anyway. Right, so, if it happens to you, stop battling. Just stop battling. It's really not worth it. This is meant to be fun. It does happen. Like, it can happen with threads, and that's it. But if you get to that point where it just keeps twisting around and knotting, and that's all that's happening, just stop, get a different thread, do whatever, pull it off the spool the other way, whatever it is that you feel that you need to do to get you back on track. But look, you've got a lot here to do. There is absolutely no point in struggling with it at all, okay? Because this should have been done by now. But instead I've been battling threads and being too pig-headed to just stop and go, right, enough, change the thread. Change the thread or do whatever you need to do to change it. But it does mean that we can show you what to do when stuff does go wrong. Trim this back and off we go again, okay? It is the frustration that I hear, and it does happen. We know this. But make sure that you go through that end point there. And ruche. And it starts to look really rather lovely. And then as soon as you've ruched that side, then the other one kind of comes across. It's very clever. Ruche, ruche, ruche. And of course each one is going to look ever so slightly different. But you see, these are on the bias, so as soon as you pull one a little bit more than the other, they are going to bunch up. There we go, but just make sure that you get to that tip. And away we go. There we go. So you can just see I'm ruching as I go. So we've got that middle bit there. That's going to be the middle bit. And around we go. And that will be stitched on. You probably can't see that with the flare. That will be tacked on. That will be stitched on. No problem at all. So let me just whiz up a little bit more so that you can get an idea, because now we've crossed into, we're starting to go across the different colourways as well. And you can see how much easier it is when you've got a thread that doesn't twist. Amazing. Always, 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 always. That's the joy of it, isn't it? But hey, you know what? It's what happens. It's like I say when people start sewing. Make sure that you've got a good unpicker, because you're going to need it. And I think the thing is not to get too flustered by it. If it happens, it happens. Oh, yeah. So. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And it starts to look, can you see, I've now got 2 tones. Let's show you this here. There we go. So I've got my dark colourway, which is the centre, and then I've got a little bit of pattern there, and then so you can see how that then will start to go around and give you different interest, because there's our plain. So on we go again, across and up. And whoosh. And then across to here. And whoosh. And you can see And it doesn't, it's at that point because of the bias where it's been stretched, where it doesn't even look like they're kind of on diagonals, but they are, and you can see that they are because of how they're ruching so nicely. There we go. So keep that going round. Round and round and round. And you will, actually it seems to want to go that way, which is fine. So you will put that onto your background like that. All the way up. Go all the way around. And that will make those chrysanthemum flowers. That's what you're going to be working with. And it's an easy technique. Just bear in mind, don't have too long a thread. And actually, if you've got a strong thread, you probably won't need to double it up. I think that might be where I went a little bit wrong. Now, the rest of it is your needle turn applique. Okay, so that is pretty straightforward. Let's just, for those of you that might just be joining us and going, oh, hang on a minute, but how do we do all of this? Or what do we do? First things first, get your paper scissors. When you're prepping this, get your paper scissors or your paper, if you've got a paper rotary cutter or whatever. I've got a rubbishy rotary cutter that's got a blade in it's not the rotary cutter that's rubbishy, it's the blade in there that needs changing, so I keep it for paper. And cut one side on that dotted line. And each block comes with its own template. And then just line it up like so. Whoop. Try not to, don't do it with a really massive piece. Oh, it's one of those days, you know. Jane came in this morning. She says, I'm having one of those days. I overslept and then completely missed my junction off the motorway. We don't have any of it. We normally use a small sellotape, but that is still at the house. Do get it to line up. There we are. There we go. There you go. So yeah, I think we're all having one of those days today. It's all right. They happen. Oh, you've got, oh, Gemma, yeah, no, it's all right. I've struggled with ridiculously large sellotape that sticks far too much. Yeah, thanks.
On my desk I have beautiful things.
Yeah, all right, show off. You can it's too late now. Take it away, Gemma. Take it away, yeah. Look, you see, you even got your placement for where these are going to go. Whee, around like that. Right, let's have a look at these Sculpey Leaves, shall we? I do still use, look. I use freezer paper to make the templates for these. It's kind of going to be needle turn. But let's just show you how I do it. I'm going to, sorry if you're seeing my roots there, I like to call this a root cam. On the shiny side, it's all right, the glare from our lights means it's really hard to actually see because it gets all shiny. There we go. If you want to mark on your placements lines, then do. But. Rough cut around it. And then you're going to attach it to the next piece. Now, if you've got a pressing mat, use it. Now, the question is, what did I do with my pressing mat? Oh, it's a pressing matter. What have I done with it? You see, this is it. Half my stuff goes to Chanda, and then I'm left without my stuff. What have I done? What have I done? What have I done? Tell you what I'll do is I'll just press both layers straight onto the flower, and that is, which one? Which one did I just do? Aha, so I want the lighter coloured one. Now you might be saying, why are you pressing that onto 2 layers? Now the reason I'm pressing it onto 2 layers, oh, by the way, with your batiks, you get to choose which side you want to use. And that almost gives you like an extra colourway. Now, what I'm doing, if you've got, I don't know what I've done with it, my Teflon pressing sheet, then just cut a little bit out and press that to that. What I've got now is 2 layers. Because 2 layers is just easier to work with, because the technique that I like to use, as you know, uses a starch spray. But as soon as you go getting a paper template wet, it doesn't work so well. Okay, so you can see as I'm doing this, can you see how I'm not using the end of my scissors? I'm going right from the middle and I'm moving the template just as I shut the blade, and that gives me a much smoother scallopy edge. Okay. And you do want to make it smooth, because ultimate, oh God, I didn't leave a seam allowance. Ah, right, do you know what? I'm just going to use that as a template. Today is all going. I bet Lisa's shouting, going, what are you doing? This is your needle turn. Yes, it is. The beauty of, there we go. That was why I needed to have it on the Bond web. So let's go back again. You're now going to cut out with that around. Yeah, you need your seam allowance. I was thinking, what's going wrong here? You need your seam allowance. So yes, I have cut out my template, but you'll do it onto baking paper. You can press it onto baking paper. But what you can see is that that plastic kind of coating that you've got on your freezer paper allows you to use that template more than once. In your kit, you have got enough to do more than one. You just need to add in more black. But in terms of actual fabric, you've got loads. I'm just going to snip down towards the base of those scallops and just a little bit around there. It's going to give me a smoother edge. Now I know Lisa doesn't like a big seam allowance. Everybody has their preferences. And don't snip right to the fabric, because there we go. I'm just going to snip round. So yeah, when you cut it out, cut it with the seam allowance. And then get your, from previous blocks, you have had a paintbrush and your whatchamacallit, flatter spray, if you've been joining us all the way through. Now, I like to put a little bit on here. This is why I go for 2 layers of paper over 1, okay? And what you're going to do is just push that over very gently. And mark it on. And round we go again. Making this bit of the fabric wet means that it's easy to manipulate it around like that. You can sort of pull it on. If you're worried about it getting warm, then if you bought one of the nice but not essential applique kits, you will have in there, just getting caught on all the thread, one of these little manicure orange sticks. And the reason that that is in there is to mind your fingers for when it gets hot. And what you notice is we're starting to get that scallop on there already. If you've got your little Prin mini arm, then you're laughing. But around we come again. And again, if you want to just really get in there, but it's just a bit hot, then run it down with that orange stick. And you can see you're getting some really nice scallops there. And that's what people worry about with appliques, just can they do those curves? Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. And you can just roll it and press it. Roll it and press it. And this is why you want to have a snip going to that low point of your scallop so that you can get in there to that point and then back out again. And if you need to readjust, you can always add a little bit more on there. And around you go. And if it's warm, hold it down with your little stick. And around we jolly well go. And if you do turn it over and you go, oh, I've got something that's a little bit spiky there, just go back in and just realign it, because as soon as you get it wet, that just means that you can manipulate those fibres. So then you've got nice smooth scallops going all the way around, and that's going to look fabulous. Let me show you this. Right here. So you've got those smooth scallops going down there, and you can just see that if I needed to, you know, I could just put a little bit more flatter on there if I need to just manipulate that. But when these come around, and you can see down to that bit of the scallop there, means that that can go in that direction and that can go in that direction to give you that bit there, and around we come. Okay, and that's how you're going to do all the other elements on here. Now the only other one that we haven't looked at, and we have looked at before, is doing the branches, and they are just a matter of, we have done them, we've done them before. So you can either go back, what are we doing? It's 20 past 11, my goodness. You're going to cut your stems on the bias, so your 45 degree. You're going to running stitch, put it face down, so face down onto your fabric, running stitch along the line that you've drawn for where it needs to be, then you'll flip it over and needle turn, tuck underneath. We covered that in another show. All right, we've done that before, so this is a repeat. We've done that along here, we've done that on all the thin ones. Okay, so you've done that before, and you've done it here. Probably done it there as well. Okay, so it's the same technique, and that's it really. So make sure, what we've learned today, make sure your thread's not too long, make sure that it doesn't twist. Now if 2 strands starts to twist, just go back to 1, and again I think that could just be that thread because it wasn't doing it with the metaler. So just, you know, just have a look. If you are using freezer paper, double up. That's what I would say, just double up on that. Gosh, everyone wants me this morning, everyone's ringing. Let's have a look. Oh, Chrissy's been out for a very cold walk. And then anything else that I need to know? Anything. Oh, there we go. Oh, I feel better. Ryan's now 7, still in Velcro shoes. I'll teach him eventually. I think they'll get there. One of my twins was in year 6 before he tied his shoelaces. He was shown by a teacher on a residential. He wouldn't listen to me. That's the thing, Amanda. They don't listen. They don't listen. And that's fair enough. I'm just background. Speaking of baby weight, says Claire, I've encouraged or forced myself to cycle every day to get the kids to and from school in the trailer. I'm sure I've shrunk a trouser size in a month. Well, you will. You absolutely will. Yeah. Oh, Lisa, bless you. She said, saw Natasha's fabrics for these flowers this morning. Oh my, it will be worth doing the full method. It is. These aren't. On this particular version of the quilt, they're not. They're just done in one colourway. But because I'm giving you the 2 tones of those, yeah, it will be amazing. Then have fun using it for the flowers. Use pink and white to make sim carnations. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, Ali, you're in the caravan club, are you? Fabulous, fabulous. Lovely use of a cutting mat. Well, do you know what? We forget that they've got the marks on there, don't we, with our cutting mats? And that's the thing. 1 dark purple strip and 2 other purples will make nice lavender flowers too. Oh, perfect. There you go. See, Lisa's got all the ideas. It does look very, very cool when it's just done. Beautiful, beautiful. Geraldine said I've ordered my block pattern. Just spied that ruler. Can't buy any more, can I? Geraldine, it's brand new and you don't have it yet. So, you know. All right. Okay, I think that's it. I think we've caught up with everyone. There we go. As it comes off the spool, says Jane. Yeah. I can never, it's one of those things. I know that you have to take it off. Yeah, I just took it off the wrong way, didn't I? As it comes off the spool. You'll learn. You'll learn with me. That's the way. Thanks, Jane. Bit late. All right. So, tomorrow. Oh, Jane, have you got... Where is he? Where's our elf? It's elf day tomorrow. I'm not sure if I've put him somewhere safe. Oh, here he is. I've got him here. This is tomorrow's show. There he is. That is our elf. We're going to have him as a wall hanging. We're going to have him as a Christmas sack. I found him. Yeah, no, I put him somewhere safe.
He was under there.
He was under there. Yeah, yeah. Jem, that's awful. I hope nobody heard that. She said he was under there to ensure he's good elf. Yeah. Geraldine says I'll have to order it when he's not looking. Shh. Safe place, Geraldine. Anyone else have problems watching today? I watch on YouTube and on TV and it started stop-start all morning. We had this yesterday with Facebook and somebody said it's that they stream for music in the background. So just put it back 10 seconds, rewind it 10 seconds and then it plays nicely. Oh no, that mine's great today. But that's the thing, if it keeps freezing, just take it back 10 seconds and you're all good. Okay. Oh, we're staying with our son for a few days, so he's next to me. Hello, Geraldine's son. Oh, that's very true, Elizabeth. If it's doubled up, it makes no difference. That's probably why it was doing. There we go. Could you baste a long stitch on the machine before making the tube? No. Don't know what you mean. You want to zigzag a really long stitch on the machine? Not sure. I'll give it a go. The problem is you need to go diagonally from side to side. Well, that's the thing. So you'd have to sew it, stop, pivot, sew, stop, pivot. By the time you've done that, you may as well have done it by hand, to be honest. And you do want to ruche it out every go. If you sew, Claire, this entire length and then start trying to ruche it, your thread's just going to snap. Honestly, your thread is just going to snap. So I think it is best just to do it by hand. Ruche, cross, ruche, cross, ruche, cross, ruche. And honestly, When you get a thread that doesn't knot, be fine. You'll be absolutely fine. Alrighty then, everybody. I will see you here tomorrow with Jane. She'll be making her elf. And yeah. I think that's most of the questions answered, I think. Elizabeth said, I'm impressed at your self-control, Natasha. I would have growled by now. Thing is, we do it for relaxation, so there's absolutely no point in me getting stressed. I've made these. Gosh, I've made these so many times and never had that problem. And it's just one of those things, isn't it? So you just what it is. Sylvia says, only growled. I know, but I'd quite like the video to be kept up, you know. It's always good. My shouting at it would certainly not be for broadcast. I know, right, Julia? Yeah. It's all good. It's all good. It's just one of those days. Tomorrow will be different again. We will see you tomorrow with Jane here, who hopefully won't have overslept and overshot the thing on the motorway. It just seems to be what's happening here today. You guys have a better day. Take care, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.